Am I the a-hole for calling my wife fat? I, 35 male, work in a physically demanding field. Myself and my coworkers are all fit people without a lot of body type variety. My wife, 32 female, is fat. The thing is, she's always been fat. The whole time I've known her, we dated when she was fat. We got married when she was fat. She knows she's fat. She's fat and she's beautiful. I'm happy if she loses weight, and I'm happy if she stays where she is. I think she's the most beautiful woman in the world as is. One of my coworkers, Julia, 28 female, started complaining that she's too fat to be loved, and fat people don't get to be loved. Julia isn't fat. She's maybe 120 pounds. She works out 5 times a week and barely ever eats. I told her that wasn't true and that my wife was fat. She got really red in the face and she started telling me I wasn't allowed to call my wife fat, that I was insulting her, and that my wife is beautiful and curvy. Carol doesn't like being called curvy. She thinks it's a label used to avoid calling people fat because it's a dirty word to most people. I told Julia as much. Julia started threatening to tell my wife I called her fat. She pulled up her Instagram and told me she was messaging Carol that I was being mean. I beat her to the punch and called my wife, put her on speaker and asked if she was curvy or fat. Carol laughed and said, I hate that curvy-ish. Fat and beautiful, baby. I thanked her, told her I loved her, and hung up. As soon as I hit end, Julia went mental. She started screaming that I was abusing my wife. When I asked how, she said I was clearly brainwashing her into accepting the term fat to try to keep her complacent and from getting away from me, that no woman in her right mind could be okay with their husband calling them fat. I showed her a picture of my wife in a shirt that had BBW on it. She bought it for herself, by the way. She stormed off and hasn't spoken to me since. Now I just walked in today to an email from HR requesting a meeting with me. I don't think it's a big deal. I have my wife's blog for fat positivity, the shirt, and can easily call her for proof. But now things are frigid at work, and Julia constantly gives me dirty looks when we're in the same room. She ignores me otherwise. Julia sounds very insecure, to be honest, because how do you complain that fat women aren't being loved and just aren't being appreciated and aren't being, accepted as they are? But when you see a fat woman being accepted as she is, as the fat woman she is, and being loved as the fat woman she is, apparently that's triggering and that's abuse. I don't get it. If someone's fat, you're fat. I know, because of fat phobia and the way people get treated, that word fat is I know how, the way it comes with, but at the end of the day, if you're skinny, you're skinny. If you're fat, you're fat. You can't really take meanings away from words. That is not how that works. And on top of that, you complain, fat women aren't being appreciated and they're not being loved for who they are. They always have to do this and this and this. But when you see a woman accept the fact that she's fat, her man accepts the fact that she's fat, and she loves being fat, and he loves her while she's fat, that's an issue? I don't get it. Am I the a-hole for breaking up with my boyfriend after he gave me a crappy Christmas present? I, female 28, broke up with my boyfriend, male 38, on Christmas Day after we exchanged gifts. I have a lot going on. I'm moving houses. I'm dealing with a new job position that has me feeling that I have a lot to catch up to from the past director. I set my alarm very early in the morning last week and took time to buy him and his daughter, female 16, presents that they could enjoy. To be fair, there's an income gap between us, but even a pair of affordable earrings could have made me feel happy. Because the house is a mess, I even closed off the living room with curtains so that the stack of boxes and things wouldn't make the Christmas decorations look ugly. I made sure the tree looked nice. I bought the food that he likes, and I made myself pretty for him. He arrived, and the first thing he did was to make fun of my makeup. He also made fun of my Santa hat. He laughed like I'm some ridiculous cartoon. We ate and talked. I gave him my present, AirPods, which he loved the point of posting on IG. His daughter got her present, Hot Topic stuff, and I was very glad that she loved it. He took her back to her mom's house and didn't get back an hour like he said. That's their Christmas arrangement. We were supposed to spend time together, but he came back about 3 hours later because his mother had visitors and he wanted to catch up. He sat watching TV and gave me zero affection. He gave me his present, which, to be honest, I would have preferred not to get anything. I'm not a drinker. He got me a small wine bottle that I've seen marked a 35 US dollar at the 7-Eleven. I know I wasn't at my best because he said my face changed. He has a job. He could have gotten something actually thinking of me. I felt horrible when he said he would give me an IOU and that the rest of my present was in his pants. I ignorantly thought it was some game. Maybe he did a small gift inside his pants? Nope, I was supposed to take his boy parts as a gift. Oh my god. I was furious. It was cheap, and while I'm very sexual, it wasn't sexy. It felt vulgar. I asked him to leave and thanked him for giving me the worst Christmas and took back my present. I cried after he left, and when he texted me if I was okay, I broke up with him and blocked him. His siblings have been trying to reach me. I've blocked them all. One of them accused me of being materialistic and shallow, and also said that not everyone has a fancy job and that I'm unfair for expecting a certain level of gifting. Am I the a-hole? I feel like if they expect Christmas presents from you, then you should expect something at least decent from them. I mean, at the end of the day, I know money is just money and materials are just materials, but at the end of the day, like, it's just the thought that counts. Even if someone doesn't have money, that's just why I always say when some of the girls, especially like women, be like, oh, my man said he would do romantic things for me, but he doesn't have the money. There are a lot of nice, thoughtful gifts that you can give to someone that you love that are not material stuff, like, you know, like they're not expensive, that don't have high monetary value. I mean, if you're with someone who's like materialistic, then yeah, but like even like a cute little picnic, like a little cute friendship bracelet, a little something will always be better than nothing. If you wanted to, you would. If he wanted to give you something that was meaningful and thoughtful, he would, but he didn't. So